statement, and we now go back to Moses Mabhida Stadium where the main event will be held.
Indeed, and our reporter Ayanda Mhlongo is also there joining the team of SABC reporters who are bringing us the latest from eThekwini. Let's now cross over to her.
Well, the excitement is in the air. ANC members are in high spirits here at the Moses Mabhida Stadium. They've come from across South Africa to listen to today the party's president, who will be delivering the party's National Elections Manifesto. It's been dubbed the People's Manifesto. It's about, as the ANC has said, the people of South Africa. This is their promises to the electorate, and as you can probably see in the visuals, what a mood here, great excitement from members of the ANC. The stadium is filling up pretty well. We understand that there are hundreds of people who are still outside making their way into the stadium. And certainly the time is ticking as it's getting closer to 11 o'clock when it's expected that the president of the ANC, Cyril Ramaphosa, will be delivering this much anticipated presentation of the party's manifesto. As I said, this is what the ANC will be promising to the people of South Africa as we head to the elections in May. Now, throughout the morning, the SABC has been in discussions with the party leaders of the ANC, and to speak to us now are the Youth League of the host province. As you know, that the task of ensuring that this event is successful has been resting on the leaders of KwaZulu-Natal, and bringing you now is the chairperson of the ANC Youth League in this province, Kwazi Mshengu. Kwazi, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Let's firstly say, looking around, how are you feeling this morning? It's been a long couple of days, especially for yourselves as the Youth League. Largely, the success of this event has rested on your shoulders.
Oh, well, we are quite excited, a bit exhausted, but when we see the scores of people coming into the stadium, we are really filled with excitement that really is beyond imagination. It has really been a very difficult period. We have been throughout in all the corners of the province, encouraging people to come and listen to their own president, President Ramaphosa. And the turnout here today is really quite exciting. So it is indeed a joyous day for us as the ANC Youth League, as in the ANC in general.
I want to move on to something maybe just a little bit more serious. I know we're in a celebratory mood. Earlier in the week, Kwazi, when you were addressing the Peter Mokaba anniversary, you started off by saying there were some elements that had approached the Youth League to boo the president. Who are these elements, and how have you managed to deal with people who planned or had any plans to come and disrupt this event?
Well, unfortunately, the report at that time quoted me out of context. What I said is that the enemy of the revolution, which is actually represented by the opposition at this stage, is hoping that we are going to boo the President Ramaphosa, so that it is able to continue with the wrong narrative that President Ramaphosa is not welcomed in KwaZulu-Natal. And my point was clear, that the president must relax. There's no one is going to boo him. Actually, we're going to disappoint the enemy of the revolution. I meant not anyone inside the ANC, but there are people outside the ANC. There are people who are propagating the narrative that the president will be booed, that the president is not welcome. And we are here to disappoint them.
And also as a provincial leader, not only leading the Youth League, but as a provincial leader of the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal, you have also been working your structures to deal with the discontent of some of the members. How is the mood like today? Are you sure that your branches, your members are all coming out here today to celebrate and listen to the party's manifesto?
Well, the mood is electrifying. One thing we must know about the people of the ANC is that there may be challenges, there may be differing of opinions, but once there is a task at hand, we all unite to achieve that particular task. And as we see here, we have all put our differences aside and focus on the task at hand. And from here, we're not looking back. We're facing one direction towards election. And we're quite certain that people of KwaZulu-Natal in particular will come out in their numbers to vote for the ANC. After that, we're also moving forward with the project of consolidating unity, because the ANC is 107 years today, primarily because everyone has been the principal guardian of unity in the ANC, and those are the values we want to engender to all and sundry in the ANC.
You've been campaigning. I suppose a large number of people that are going to be part of the audience today is going to be the youth. You have said that the elections and the success of the elections from the ANC, looking at the numbers in terms of voters, that the youth are going to be the highest percentage of voters. The youth are out here today, Mshengu, specifically to listen to what the party is going to do to address their challenges. You've been going around the province, interacting with the youth. As a youth leader, what do you hope to hear from the president as the manifesto tackles youth issues relating to young people?
Well, more or less, it's more about dealing with the issue of unemployment in particular, as well as the skills development. If you talk about the high unemployment rate in South Africa, the majority who belong to that category is young people. If you talk about the skills mismatch and lack of skills, we are also talking about young people. So we're more looking to the president outlining what is it that the government is committing in the next 5 years to deal with unemployment, to deal with poverty, and to deal with skill development of young people. We're happy with the technical high school that the president is establishing, because we're moving towards the fourth industrial revolution, and those are things that we're looking forward to hearing from the president today.
Mshengu, thank you so much. I do apologize for the noise, but it's a celebratory mood today. All right, Mshengu, the chairperson of the ANC Youth League, just clarifying some issues there. Rumors that the president was possibly going to be booed by some elements within the ANC who are not happy with the current state of the party, but he is refuting that, saying that was not coming from the ANC, and in fact he was rather talking about parties outside of the ANC who might not want to see this manifesto being a successful event. Now, of course, we're not alone. My colleagues are out here as well. Let's now check in with my colleague Mzondi Lembecha on the other side and see what's happening where he is. Over to you, Mzondi.
Well, thank you very much, Ayanda. The noise, as you can hear, is deafening. The winds are still blowing very hard, but of course people here are not letting that disturb them. With me is a former MK veteran, Manzolwan Lekhatebe. So here you are. What are your expectations? What can we expect today?
This day, I mean, it means a lot to us. January 8th, it always means a lot to all of the MK cadres. Whilst we are outside the country and whilst we are inside the country, during the times when O.R. Tambo was delivering a message on this day, everybody was getting excited about it. So we are very happy that Comrade Cyril Ramaphosa have come all along to KZN to unite the ANC. We did not like to see the fragmented ANC at all the time, that we find some camps and all those kinds of things. But we are happy that right now people are going to be together and to form one united ANC to march forward to the elections.
As someone who at some point was outside the country and had the opportunity to listen to the to the January 8th statement of Oliver Tambo back then and what is happening now, so what's your take?
My take on it is that if we can make all means that we review all the January statements which were made by O.R. Tambo whilst we were outside the country, and make sure that we rehearse that. Perhaps maybe we can move in a better position or in a better path of how the movement should go about than being selfish in most cases when we are doing things. Right now, I'm telling you, members of Umkhonto weSizwe, they are not having houses as they were promised earlier that we'll get some houses. It is 25 years down the line. We are still struggling. Some of our comrades are sleeping in the breaches, some are receiving the Pupa's funeral, and so on. Some are unemployed, and some are aging, for that matter, that we are not really taking care of. It is quite a long time. You go to Namibia, you go to Angola, the military veterans are taken care of by the government, by the people of that country. And we are requesting that the government should take care of so that we can also live without anything.
But have you engaged with people like Dr. Snoeki Zikalala, who heads the MKMVA?
We haven't engaged with Dr. Zikalala as yet, since you know that he have recently been appointed as the president of the veterans. So we haven't sat down and see the line of march as to how are we going to engage and how are we going to table down everything which is moving between the correlation between MKMVA and the veterans at large. But we will have that opportunity to sit down and to table everything and see that how do we move MK forward and what is the contribution of Umkhonto weSizwe towards unity in the African National Congress.
Thank you very much. There was Manzolwa Hadebe there, one of the MKMVA veterans, someone really who also served outside and then came back in the country and served in various capacities. He says he's happy by the steps that the new leadership is taking insofar as uniting the parties concerned, particularly in this province of KZN, but he'd want to see more being done for the veterans. He feels many are still neglected, they don't have houses, others are aging. So if the government can pay particular attention to all those issues that are affecting those people. But on the whole, he is on the positive side to say, well, the government is moving towards the right direction.